And we're back. As an aside, without making a comment, it always ceases to amaze me that we as Black people cannot be intellectual, that we cannot be not emotional, that we somehow have to have had someone to prep us, that we cannot stand on our own when our white counterparts can and have, but somehow we're deficient in that particular area. It's very, very sad. And one of the things that I will say is that in life, there comes a time when you make a commitment to do something. You fall in love with an idea of whatever it is. I know for me, it was the law. And I knew that after being a prosecutor, I knew that being a judge was something that I believe I was called to, that God had called me to do, that I wanted to do right. I wanted to interpret the law. I wanted to protect the community, but I also wanted to make sure that the prosecution did their particular job. Okay. And the thing about it is that what's so amazing to me is that all her life, this woman had been preparing for that one moment when she decided to clerk, was given the opportunity to clerk for the justice Breyer, when she was able to, to read the briefs that were submitted, that when she became a public defender, when she got on the bench back in 2013, it was always, if I ever got this opportunity, most people never get it, but she was given that particular opportunity. So it's my belief that her training, her experience, that was all she needed. She's a wise woman. She's intellectual, but she has a sense of who she is, and she didn't lose that in the process. Too many times do I see people want to, especially Black people, they want to assimilate so bad that they forget about the things that made them, that got them through, their perseverance, their faith. They lose it because it's not something that's looked at in the mainstream. It's just something that people make fun of you. Oh, you go to church on Sunday? Or you go to, oh my God, no, we play tennis and golf. And it's somehow, in order to be accepted mainstream, we have to look a certain way. Our hair has to be a certain texture. We have to live in a certain zip code. We have to have certain friends that we're with. We have to have a certain economic standing. We have to, we get away from our roots, the things that got us through. And we have to abandon them because that's seen as weakness. Oh my goodness, you do that? Oh, wow. And we're made fun of, especially our faith. And I see time and time when people make it, they made it, they're, in the bourgeoisie, how quickly they are to question the God that got them through what they did. They made sure that the shrapnel didn't hit their house. They made sure that Big Mama had enough food, money to feed you. Even though she wanted to do something else, that she sacrificed for you to send you a care package. And then she would go to that secret place and pray for you that you didn't lose your way. We forget those things. And we count them as, well, I was destined to be who I am. Till we fall on that rumpa-tum. And the world looks at us as, oh, you're a Black woman. You've always been one. And, oh, please, can I come back to the church? we want to then somehow find our way back into a community that we had no use for. It's so sad. And one thing that I do believe about Justice Jackson, Brown Jackson, is that she did not have to abandon being a Black woman. She didn't have to make excuses about her hair. She didn't have to try to process it or wear the wigs with the long eyelashes and the bleacher skin. And she didn't have to do that. She's a Black woman, and she owns that. And she's not ashamed of that. And she walks in it. And that is her crown. And that she is not going to explain her existence to be validated by a group of people who don't know which way is up. She's not going to do that because she's a woman of conscience and principle. And it's so refreshing to see Black queens who are not ashamed of where they came from, but know where they're going. And they don't use it as an excuse to get there. But it's their faith, their perseverance that makes them go forward. And they don't apologize for the texture of their hair, the color of their hair, the fullness of their lips, and maybe sometimes the use of their vernacular, because they're Black queens. And that woman is. And I applaud them. I feel sorry for people who want to be a part of society so bad that they forget the foundation on which they were built. It's very sad. It is very sad. It's very disheartening to see people like that. And let me say this to you, what touches me more than anything, when I see society now saying, look at that beautiful Black woman with her natural hair that's not processed, that's grade 4, that's pulled back, with her full lips and her big waist, that she still can be a talented doctor, a lawyer, a justice, a businesswoman. But she's not, her success is not determined by the fullness of her belly, the fullness of her lips, how wide her behind is, how big her legs are, or how her hair is made, but because of the content of who she is, because she comes ready, because she understands the assignment, that she's not less of a woman because she got a white man on her journey with her. I applaud that Black woman because that's a queen. And I am so moved to see young Black women walk in who and what God has made you to be. That you don't have the need to have the wigs to hide your hair, that you're ashamed of it. You know, that you feel that you got to get a lip reduction or all of this stuff, that you walk in the fullness. And we see people like Lizzo who just as sexy as she can be. I love it. And I never thought I would live to see that. But when I see it, it moves me. When I see women carry bags that say protect Black women, when I see Black designers making Black bags for Black women that talk about safety of Black women, I'm moved by that because I know we're going in the right direction. Because guess what? It doesn't matter. You can, let me tell you, you can be 36, 24, 36. You can have Caucasian hair. You can have a small, you're going to still be a Black woman. I don't care. You can play the role all day and night. You know what? She's really nice for a Black lady. You know what? I didn't even think she was Black, because she's not like them. Come on now. I'm sorry, okay? Because what I have seen time and time, again, for people who want to assimilate to a culture that don't want them to be a part, when they use you, they will discard you. But as long as you have value to them, they're going to make sure you're good. But the minute that they say, you know what, you're doing a little bit too much, ask OJ. He couldn't get enough of being around white people till he was accused of killing his white wife. And they showed him what they thought about him. But as long as he was running through them airports and catching that ball, they loved him because he was living out the agenda that they had set for him. And he became that person. But the minute that happened, they showed out. You ain't the black man that we thought you were. You was a pretender. You weren't a real contender. So be careful of you pretenders out there, because life got a way of revealing the true character of who you trying to be. And let me tell you something, it's not a good place. Do we have another call, or we got to go to commercial break?
We have some more callers, so let's take a break.
All right, we'll be right back.